My name is Matt Pauley. I'm an associate professor of history at Michigan State University. With the exception of Russia, Ukraine is the largest country in Europe. It is a country of significant security interest to the whole of Europe and to the United States. It is also a country with an immense economy, one that is still struggling to adjust to the realities of a market economy in the 21st century. But it is certainly a place of significant potential with a vibrant, educated workforce. It is a country that is not some parochial province on the edge of the world. It is a European country, and from the perspective of Ukrainians, they're at the center of Europe. Putin is under the distorted understanding that Ukraine has always been part of Russia, when in fact Russian control over Ukraine wasn't formally accomplished until the late 18th century. Ukrainians had a life separate from Russia up until the mid to late 18th century. Part of Ukraine, not all of Ukraine, but part of Ukraine was then subsumed formally into the Russian Empire. But Ukrainians began to fight for their own autonomy in the 19th century, and this movement only increased in vigor at the beginning of the 20th century after the 1905 revolution, and Ukrainians declared independence from Russia on January 22nd, 1918. Ukraine had a period of formal statehood and independence between 1918 to 1921. The state did not control all of Ukraine, but it was a strong enough state to defy the conquest of the Soviet Russian Red Army multiple times. The capital city of Kyiv changed hands 16 times between numerous armies. What is conventionally referred to as the Russian Civil War was in fact a war within the Russian Empire. Much of it took place on Ukrainian territory between multiple armies. Ukrainians fought for their independence, and because of the reality of this state and the fact that it took the Red Army considerable effort to control Ukraine, ultimately the communist government was forced to concede the creation of a state that was federative and multi-ethnic. So the Soviet Union, it's a complex subject, but the Soviet Union was never simply Russia. President Putin of Russia is under the flawed understanding that Ukraine and Russia have always been one thing, or that Ukraine and Russia have started from the same origin point, and that Ukraine is naturally part of Russia.